Good morning, gang. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome back to this week's Bitcoin update. First and foremost, remember, nothing discussed today is financial advice. It's just for educational purposes only, and it's my view of the markets. All right, now we've got that out of the way. Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart, shall we? What I'm going to do, run through a couple of the trades that we've taken over the past few weeks, so you guys can learn from it. And a big one that I want you to learn from is this here. And then I'll move on to what setups I'm looking for next. All right. Okay. So first and foremost, that stems back to this whole region, this whole drive up in the first place. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll probably see me posting about this because obviously I had shared this on Twitter, and this is coming back from some trading plans from the 28th of August, when we were effectively down here. Okay, so before this low got put in. So this is what we're looking for. I alluded to this on last week's video, if anyone paid attention. But I was looking for effectively a bit of a flat pattern. And it could either have been a running flat, and it had turned around where it was when I was giving that stream on the 28th. Or if it's going to be an expanded variety, then most likely it's going to come down to this 1618 down here. And then if we're going to get a bounce, hopefully it's going to be that zone down here. Obviously, I say this again and again and again. I don't know where the market's going. But using tools like Elliott Wave Theory, it means I can make plans and figure out the most probable areas if price gets there. Then I know I can then make a decision whether I want to take a trade or not. So in this instance here, what I was looking for was an expanded flat. So therefore, taking the A wave and then projecting it from the B wave. And if I just double click this, throw on at the 1618, and you can see here, there you go, we came down into that 1618. Okay. We did have some confluence down here. We did have a naked point of control down here. And effectively, this is what we came down into. And as you can see, came down, and then this is where we got the bounce from. So obviously in the group, the guys know I was looking for a trade within this zone here, low time frame. We had a really nice channel. Just zoom out. You'll see this down here. So obviously this is after the low got put in. I did not long the low. I wanted to see some structure broken. So within this, price bounced up, broke some structure. There's the high that caused the low. We broke some structure. And then we went sideways. Within this sideways channel, we had a corrective ABC. Very easy to trade, very easy to spot. So you can see A, B, C perfectly within this. So this is where I triggered my long. Obviously, you can see here, this is slightly off. But it's because I executed this trade on the USDT pair. But obviously right now, we're on the USD pair. So this was the initial long that we took. So obviously from that area of interest that I pre-planned out, this 1618 region down here, then I'm zooming in, and then I want to see some strength. So I'm zooming in, we then see the market structure break, then we see this nice corrective channel forming. This gives me my entry model, and then press the trigger to long. And it's as simple as that. This is how you trade. Okay, figure out where you want to do business, and then when price comes to that area, does it give you your entry model? If it doesn't, I wouldn't have caught that trade. If I didn't have that to work with in there, I wouldn't have traded that, and that's fine. Okay, this is how a trader works. So from there, obviously we came back down, and then we started moving back up again. So for me, I had locked in some profits on this, and then I just added back in. I'd already taken the bulk of the profits out of this trade. So then I just added back in, which then dragged my average entry all the way back up, and then we rode this up. Now, this is where it kind of got fun. Okay, that's where it got fun. And this was late last week, going over the weekend to where we topped out. So This is a bit of a fun zone for me. And the reason why I say it's a fun zone is because this is where, typically speaking, if you're going to catch anyone offside, this is where you're going to catch someone offside. I talk about breakout trading all the time on this channel. Okay, my members know that I am not a breakout trader. I will never trade a breakout because the odds are not in your favor of a breakout trade. So once we start coming above this 65k level, okay, once we came above this, you had every influencer under the sun on X, on YouTube, telling you daily candle close above 65k, and we're gonna moon. Okay, because that's how influencers work. They don't trade for a living. Okay, great example. There's one of them right there. Okay, I'm not gonna call him out by name, even though you can quite clearly read it if you want. But a lot of them were like this. Okay. They drew the little pretty patterns, whatever they do, the little pretty patterns that they do, This probably was a W pattern. I don't even know because I don't even pay attention to them. You know, you come down, you come up, you come down, you come up, and this is what they do, and it's because they learn how to trade from baby pips. Okay, pattern trading doesn't work, especially pattern trading that involves a breakout trade. Yes, it will work now and again. So if you want to argue with me in the comments down below, go ahead and do so. Okay. But I'm telling you this from statistics and years of experience. Breakout trading has a very low hit rate. So once the daily candle closes above here, everyone's getting overly excited and starting to market long, which is why we had a significant amount of volume here. And I mean a significant amount of volume. Now for me, I already had trading plans up here, and this tied in with my trading plans, and this ties into this flat structure here. Because if this was a flat structure here, like I've just drawn, let's just draw this on again for you, nice and easy. A, B, C. Okay, as you can see in this squiggle here, the first move up, I'm calling it a 1 or an A. Then I'm calling it a 2 or a B, and then I'm looking for a 3 or a C up here. Okay, so once again, just to make this nice and clear for you guys, I'm calling this pivot here a 1 or an A. Calling this pivot down here a B or a 2. Then, where's my next pivot that I'm looking for? Well, I'm either looking for a 3 or a C. Okay, let's just hide this larp on there. So therefore, we do a fib extension from here up to the 1/A, down to the 2/B. And look at that, we're getting to the 1-to-1. This is exactly where we rejected from, 66k. Okay. This was the plan all along. This is what I was looking for. This 1-to-1 here. Okay. This is obviously the updated trading stream. The daily plans that I do. This was obviously on the 18th of September. So you can see there, and this is what I was looking for. So in my mind, what I'm thinking is, if we get some sort of push above here and a daily close, you get the influencers chanting, once Bitcoin closes a daily candle above 64.5k, the last and parabolic multi-month phase of the bull market will start. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, it means that anyone that's following these influencers, as soon as you get that daily close here, they are market longing. You know, sensible ones might even be limit longing. But either way, they are getting aggressive and trading a breakout. And what happens? It just rejects. Comes back down and rejects to where we are right now. Now, said influencers don't care about that, because they don't trade for a living, so that their income doesn't depend on trading. They don't care because you open up your long trades on their affiliate link, that gives them a trading fee. That's where their kickback comes from. You then get stopped out of said position. Well, that's another trade, so there's another trading fee. There's their commission. There's their affiliate income. So they don't care if you win or lose. They just care that you're opening and closing trades. And ideally fast, because every time you do that, they get a payout. That's how these influencers work. That's why they don't care. This is why they get you all excited at the highs and get you all scared at the lows. Okay? So that's just a little lesson for you there. Hopefully you learned something from that. And if you did, do me a favour, go down below and hit like. And if you really want to, leave me a comment. So if you disagree with my breakout thesis, then yeah, give me some abuse down in the comments. It's fine. Now, does this mean, based on this, anyone that does understand Elliott Wave, by the way, does this mean that that was a C for sure? Or could it still be a 3, which means it's going to go higher? Yeah, it still could be. Both are on the cards. Okay, can't rule it out yet. Both are on the cards. This starts dropping lower down here, takes out this, then that rolls out the 3, and it was a C. Okay. That's just for those that understand Elliott Wave. Right, now, what am I looking for next? Here we go, let's keep this short and sharp, because you guys should know this by now. Where have we stopped right now? Where have we stopped right now? Bring on the old volume profile. We've stopped at value area low of the macro section. Obviously, this is now covering how many months? It's 218 days, about 6 or 7 months. Okay, sideways. So we are currently finding some support here. Okay, is this the strongest support in the world? I don't believe it is. But as it stands right now, it's holding. Okay, I did have a couple of scalp longs off this earlier on, yesterday. which I was posting in the group. But as it stands now, I'm still cautious. Okay. If we lose this value area low, then first and foremost, from a bullish perspective, there's two zones that I'd be interested in if it gives a reaction. Now, once again, this is if it gives a reaction. I'm going to talk about this. I don't know if it's gonna, but if we do roll over and come into this golden pocket zone, then the question is, do you then get an entry model for a long, a really good reaction, maybe some sort of market structure break? Does it give us a trigger for a long? Well, if it does, there's a long trade. If it doesn't give us a trigger for a long, then I'll sit back and I'll wait patiently. Because if this region doesn't hold, then that's not going to look great for the bulls. But there's still one last hope, and it would be for me down here around this 886 region. So if this 886 region holds down here, and we start getting some sort of reaction, okay, to the upside, and then we start breaking some higher time frame market structure, something like an hour plus, then yeah, I'll have a long trigger. If it doesn't, I'll sit back and wait patiently until I do get something. If it starts dropping down further than that, you guys know exactly what I'm going to say, because I've been repeating myself. First and foremost, do we just run those lows? Bear in mind, it's a major low. After that cascade event, this is a major low now. And then this low caused a high, a low, potentially a high high. Okay, so this is now a major pivot. Okay, so if we do come down here, do we run these lows quite simply and start turning around? Yeah, great, cool. We need some sort of strength. That's not something, I'm just not going to blind bid that. If this falls down here rather rapidly, I'm not just going to blind bid down here and hope for the best, because what if it just continues going down? Well, you just get destroyed and lose money for no reason. Okay, you want to see strength? Just like when this happened, I said I didn't long down here. I wanted to see some strength. I got involved later. Okay, just like this, you saw that as an example. I didn't long that wick, even though it did come into that 1618. I got involved after it showed some strength and broke some structure. I know where I want to do business, and I know what I want to see to do that business. So down here, if it does, take out these lows, run some stops, and then start changing some structure on a higher term time frame, then yeah, fair enough, I'll have a long trigger. If not, I'll wait patiently. Okay? And if it starts coming down lower, you guys know already by now the regions where I would do business lower down. Bring this on to there. First and foremost, around yearly open, this zone here, big zone, anywhere between 38 to 42, big zone. Lots of nice volume there. Okay, volume support, just coming back into this old range. If that doesn't hold, then obviously it becomes pretty obvious what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's downside. Now upside, in terms of resistance, if this does hold, or once again if it does come a little bit lower first and then starts coming back up, we've got two main things to be aware of. Okay, so first and foremost, anyone that's been eagle-eyed will notice that, for example, my point of control here on Bybit has now dropped down to this level. So that's now at 63k, but it was at 67k up here, 67.3 to be precise. So if we can reclaim this macro point of control and get some continuation above this sticky cluster around 65k, bear in mind there's a lot of volume built up around there, as I explained earlier in the video. If it can get above there and then flip the old point of control, just draw this on so you guys can see, which is there. The old point of control, because even though it's not the point of control, it's still relevant because it's still a high volume node. Okay, they're both fairly equal of these two, so you can treat them both like a point of control. But if we can flip this, then realistically, you've got value area high, which is your next major resistance. If you can flip that, then your odds are massively in favour of a new all-time high, whether that's just a throw up and back down. Great, cool, trigger for a short, or continue up. Remember, there's a zone around 77k. I've talked about that pretty much every single video for the past 6 or 7 months. Okay, but obviously this is all dependent on flipping these zones, because each one of these zones we could reject from. So if it does come up and then rejects from 67k and then starts to lose, more specifically at that 65k zone, then that's going to look fairly bearish. Okay, if we can flip this and come up here, do we get a rejection around value area high, around 70k? Good old round numbers. We know crypto bros love round numbers. Okay, gets a rejection there. Yeah, I'll be looking for shorts. And then the question becomes does this level hold to bounce back up? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Okay. I don't have a crystal ball. I wish I did. But that's what I'm looking for. Nice and simple. Now, quick announcement for the group before you guys disappear and I leave you for the day is if you guys follow us on Twitter, you will know that we've had some very big changes in the group, in the private group, the educational community, this quarter. So we have a new coach, and along with this new coach, we have more live streams. So we've gone from 6 live streams from me a week, and then we've added in another 3 live streams, well, 2 to 3, depending on the week. Okay, so we've now got your standard crypto daily trading plans from me, and then a few times a week, we've got TradeFi trading plans, covering specifically the NASDAQ, but also some other TradeFi assets as well. And then we're going to have a brand new set of educational modules to add to our already existing massive set of educational modules coming soon. And there's also going to be a revamp of all this, which I am currently in the process of doing to bring even more content to the guys. So obviously, if you do want to learn how to trade, and you're not looking for a signal service because it's not a signal service, you need to put some effort in and actually study the content to learn how to trade, then come over to our website, spitfiretraders.com, links down below. And for the grand old price of 79 Great British Pounds or $100, you get access to all this, all the live streams. Nothing's locked, nothing's hidden. You can stay as long as you want. It's a monthly subscription. You can cancel it after a month if it's not for you. Okay, so obviously if you do want to check that out, links down in the description below. Right. Now, hopefully you've learned something today. And until next time, guys, as you were, bye-bye.